don't really know what to say, Liz.
What?
We normally set a evening stream target of 100 members. It's pretty standard. We've done very bad at hitting that all this week. Like, very bad almost all the time. Compounded by the fact we had no streams yesterday. So we're well behind. Like, well behind. Right? Well, Mr. John McArdle, the man that is, has decided in his infinite wisdom to join us before the stream starts and gift not 50.
Not 60.
Not 60, correct.
Not 70.
Nope, not 70, no.
Not 80.
Not 80.
Not 90.
Not 90, no. 100 members. Well, it will look like it's two different people if you're not aware, but Chapter Master Ballsack, as it's gone back to, is Mr. McArdle's alter ego. 100 gifted memberships right off the bat. There's unbelievable kindness, John. I don't even know what to say. I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say that. Oh my fucking God. I had to change the stream target before we even went live because he just... Oh my God. Thank you so much, John, for 100 gifted off the bat. You absolute fucking legend. If you've got gifted a membership, please make sure you say thank you to Mr. the John McArdle. Big thank you to Mr. John. Exclamation mark Discord in chat. Get yourself in Discord. Use it. The man's so generous. Use those memberships, please. Get yourself in Discord. Hang out with all the people. Connect all the accounts and stuff. Very soon, within the next 2 weeks, we'll be having a new Saga from the Great Hall going live, which is going to be with Peachy. And if you're a Skull tier member, guess what? You get to watch that live 5 days before everybody else. Which is, are you stressing? A little. I was a little bit wee man, but this is making it slightly better. But thank you so much, John. You're an absolute fucking legend. Thank you for the 100 gifted before we went live. You are unbelievable. Talking of unbelievable, Fate's Daydreamer, thank you so much for 10 more, Luce.
Stop it, guys.
But not to be outdone, Mr. Mordyhammer comes in and spaffs his load with 20 gifted as well.
So 10 more minutes and then we can log off. We can go to bed. I reckon 10 minutes and we're good.
Okay, well, that's madness, chat.
Has anyone else felt like this week has just felt like an absolute drag?
This week's been awful.
It's felt really heavy, hasn't it?
I think it has. From a content perspective, there's a little part of me that was glad we didn't stream yesterday. Because from a content perspective, we all know, right, caveat chat, okay? I've picked the title that I picked tonight on purpose, okay? Because this week, in the world of Warhammer community online, has been a bit of a dumpster fire. It's the nicest way I can put it. But with what's gone on around the Custodian's book, etc., with both rules and narrative, it's been a bit of a dumpster fire. And I'll be quite honest with you, I'm a little bit bored of opening Twitter or whatever and just seeing nerd rage. I'm fucking sick of it. So I was like, tonight is going to be a positive stream. Fuck me, that's loud.
Best about 40k, bonding with my kids and community.
Aww. You get to bond with your kids as well. That's amazing, Brian. Thank you so much for the 2, dude. You're a hero. Community is, I mean, look at it. The community is incredible. Like, look this. Community is fucking incredible, right? Helping save the terrible week is literally what I called it before we went live, Lise, right? So that dumpster fire that has gone on constantly and consistently all week, I'm just a bit bored of it. And I don't mind or care what your view or opinion is on this one. I wanted tonight to be a bit more cheerful and a bit more promising and a bit more hopeful and a bit more like thinking about the things we like and enjoy rather than focusing on the things that make us mad. And I think in general in life, more people could do that. They could focus on the positive rather than whinging about the negative. I feel like that's something we could do. Alex, thank you so much for 5 more gifted. You fucking legend. You're an absolute hero for 5 gifted. You're amazing. Thank you so much. 1 gifted is incredible. 5 is special. 10 is a little bit wow. 20 is mental. 50 is just fucking crazy territory. And Stick Monkey, Mr. Sean, Mr. the Welshman. I think he went today to the pub with work. It's shown because he's just dropped another 20 gifted. We've beat the other. It's done. That we can log off.
Right, that's it. We can go to bed now. I'm so tired. We can just go to bed.
Our super chat target is currently at £1.61. So
fine, 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. But it's not just me. There's been a few people in chat that have said, yes, this week has felt
It's
A
this
bit
week.
heavy, a bit long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again,
I don't mean about 40k. I mean like just. Ugh.
You know, I mean, I think it has anyway. I feel I'm quite tired at the moment. Yesterday, Joe and I we've agreed in the only things, Joe and I went to the zoo yesterday. We're exceptionally tired, incredibly tired after yesterday's travelling. And that as well, we squeezed content on a Wednesday. Tuesday was a very long day. AOS show, Liam and Joe show. Me and Bron played the 2 new books in the evening. It took another half an hour because 2 brand new books. It takes a while. So the week has definitely felt long. And I feel like, in the UK at least, I feel like the weather is trying to break into spring, but not quite sure if it's there yet. Yeah. So you're like, oh, there's some sunshine. Then it rains for a day. Oh, fuck. And then, and then, oh, it's a bit of sunshine. You step outside and it blows your face off because it's so windy, right? So everything's like, it's on the edge of being good, but it's currently a bit shit. And again, like I said, if we speak specifically about the 40k universe and the Warhammer world, it's just been really heavy this week for people that are in this community. And I'm like, a bit bored of it. So if you want people to chuck a giant colourful postcard at us tonight of any value, it doesn't matter. She reads them out no matter what. What you can do is tell me. I want you to spend a couple of minutes, chat. Right? Don't do it in the next 5 minutes. Right? We're at 20:35 right now. Give yourselves at least 5 minutes. Stop and have a think. Right? Ultimately, there's 120 people watching right now already. Always lower numbers with positive streams. I hate it. It's a fact. I'm not going to stop it. Fuck it. We're here to be a positive force. Take 5 minutes and really think about something in Warhammer or about Warhammer that you just love, and that's why you keep coming back. And if you think all the games are shit and all the rules are shit, it might be that the community's really cool. It might be that you've made some great friends. It might be that it's escapism when you're sat there with your scalpel and your glue. It might be that you feel like you can express yourself creatively when you paint. It might be that you can build your own narrative. It might be that you like listening to the narrative. It might actually be the gaming systems. It might be Warcry. It might be Kill Team. It might be Curse City. But I guarantee if all of us stop for 5 minutes and go, what's the things there must be the things I like about Warhammer. There must be something that I think is the best thing about Warhammer. I bet you can come up with something that you think is the best thing about Warhammer, and that's why you're all here. Rammer Clock, thank you for 1 more gifted. You're a legend. Wee Man, Mr. the Wee Man, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. You absolute hero. That's what I want. Just people to go, hey, you know, what's the one thing I love about Warhammer? Because I mean, personally speaking, I think there's loads for me of things I love about it. Hence, I've tried to turn it into obviously a career, and I've made some of my closest friends. If you think about Joe, so if we take Brom to one side for a moment, because I've known him since I was literally a sperm. If we talk about Joe, who is probably my other best friend in the world, I've met him through 40k. I've known him for 3 years.
It's mad when you say it like that, because Joe's like, he's one of those people that you honestly can't remember a time that he wasn't in your life. And it's only been 3 years.
It's only been 3 years. He's been employed for 2 years. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
Not many of those people around.
Not many of those people around. If you've got things to share, stick them on colourful postcards for us. We're trying to say it. We are trying to salvage the week. We're trying to salvage the week ourselves. In line with what Lucy said, I feel like the week has felt heavy. Like Monday, we didn't hit member goal, didn't hit super chat goal. Wednesday, was like watching a fucking Hellstorm stream. The amount of members we didn't get, didn't hit super chat goal. You know, it's been like yesterday we didn't stream at all. Oh, by the way, big shout out for Stick Monkey, who when we didn't stream at all, PayPal'd us the gifted membership money. Fucking legend.
Well, like a direct
what
debit.
A fucking legend.
It's going out the account anyway.
I mean, it's due. I've got to pay it. It's a bill. Fucking hero. I rebased 70 Creek this week. Some maybe not those. I hate Creek now. Stupid space chickens. Best thing about this hobby is my hobby on my terms, no influence or GW dictate to me. It's mine. 100% Kai, absolutely. And I think a lot of people need to remember that as well. It is your hobby, and they can tell you new lore arcs. They can tell you your models are legends, and you can go, no, I'm going to still use them because you can. I'm going to proxy them because you can. I don't like that lore. I'm going to make my own lore up for my own faction because you can. There's a great White Dwarf author who's on Twitter. I can't remember his name. And he was like, the whole point in the whole 40k universe and the AOS universe and the fantasy universe is it's a big sandbox and it's monumental amounts of possibilities. And you just do what you want. Just do what you want. Not for me. I am retired and loving it. Oh, it's all right for you, innit, tattooed zoologist? I'd like to be retired. Actually, I wouldn't. I think I'd be bored. I think I'd get very bored if I got retired.
I think if I retire, can a housewife retire?
Well, yeah.
Can they?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Kids grow up, leave home. Let the house full of rack and ruin. You've retired, didn't you?
I can't let that happen. What's the one job you can never retire from?
I don't think I could ever. I don't think I'd ever want to retire.
I think the less the boys need me, the more I'd fill the time somehow, because I'm not very good at sitting still anyway.
Yeah.
So I think I'd end up volunteering or doing something.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. If I actually retire, I mean, the thing is with this, right? A lot of people will ironically, a lot of people will retire and do their hobby.
Yeah, yeah. There's a statistic out there that is, I think, chat, we spoke about this a few streams ago, that for those who retire and do nothing, they're more likely to pass away of something within the first 5 years. For those that retire and keep going, keep learning a new skill, keep socializing, do something, they go on to live well for another 15 years. So what's the current retiring age? 68?
Well, by the time you and I are at retiring age, it'll be about 97.
I think they want us to die on the bus on the way to work.
Yeah, probably.
So if you retire at 68 now and you keep going, you keep doing stuff, 68, 78, 83, so you'll be 83-ish.
Wee Man says, hey, I'll have you know, with the state of some kids, a lot of mums have retired at an early age. True.
Big yerp.
Big yerp, Joe. Thank you so much for the $10, man. What legend. Love you. Love you. Liberty Fires, thank you for the gifted membership. You are a hero. What should we set the new target at, chat?
So what you need to do is you need to keep making a mess so it keeps me busy, so I end up living for 15 years longer and making you dinner for 15 more years.
Have you heard this, chat?
So I can't ever retire.
That is...
Ever.
That is a chat... Have you... That's on camera. Liam, you need to keep making a mess. I can do that.
It's like when I trip over shoes and I go, oh, look, James, he likes to give me things to do, doesn't he?
No, I don't do. My shoes are never in the way.
Never in the way.
No. Luce keeps me on my toes by tidying things away, and every time she tidies the thing away, somehow, every time, it's got a different home.
Well, because I find a better place for it to go.
I'll be
Well,
like,
that makes sense. That can go there now.
I left this thing specifically here on purpose because I wanted it right here, and then I walk up to it and be like, it's not there. Oh, she's fucking tidied it away. Oh, the last time she tidied it away, she tidied it away in this place. And I go to that place and be like, it's not there. Chat, I don't lose shit. So I'm like, I know where I left it. And then I'll be like, Luce, have you tidied my thing away? No!
Yeah.
You're a liar.
Well, there should be a sign in the kitchen that says, don't stand still in here for more than 10 minutes because she'll wash you up.
Statements from Luce. Clips are stored for parading out in the
Retire.
future.
Laughs and millennial.
Exactly. Stick monkey, think of the two, dude. You're a legend. Exactly. Laughs and millennial. We'll never
I
retire.
saw a discussion online today about what's the generation that's after millennials? Is that Gen Z?
Best thing, to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
It's a film quote.
Oh. From what film?
I think it's from Conan the Barbarian.
I've never seen it. Anyway, the generation after us, is that Gen Z?
I haven't fucking got a clue. I don't know what all these labels. People go millennials, Gen Z, boomers. I don't know when the things start and finish. I've no idea.
Is the whole generational thing a bit of a marketing con anyway? Because in our childhood homes, we had influences from 2 generations previous, because our parents brought things forward from their childhood which had proof of generations before them. So the whole generational thing, is it a bit of a marketing con anyway? Because we all have things we've brought forward with us. So there's no clear line, because I'm 34, but my sort of influences on how I live my life are not from like a millennial type time, I don't think.
Yeah, it's
like the lines are way too blurred.
Our influence is from like boomer time, I guess. But I don't know when these times start and finish. I don't know why everything needs a name. I don't know why every generation needs a name. And the thing is, generations having names is bollocks as well. Because it's not like we go, right, everyone have babies. No one breed for 10 years. And now we have the new generation.
That's it. Because then you'll have something like a 14-year-old and a 20-year-old of the same generation. You think that's an enormous amount of time, and a lot can happen in 6 years. So how are you sharing the same I don't understand.
They have confirmed it's Gen Z, but Gaz did say, and I wish no one had said Gen Z. It's genitals after millennials.
Well, apparently, Gen Z are the most work-shy generation ever. Ever. Apparently.
Who are?
Gen Z.
The generation after us.
Yeah. Which are so I think I'm on the edge of millennial.
I don't know. There's so much shit on the internet. Like if you look at the internet, they'll be like, boomers tell millennials that they don't know what real work is, but millennials have to do more jobs than anybody else to be able to just afford to live. And I haven't got a clue. I don't know about that. I don't know why there's such generational divide.
Yeah, I know. I just dip into the comments section with a cup of tea, like.
Yeah, it's just another way. It's just another way to slap a label on something and be able to blame someone else who's not you, and that's what typically happens with these sorts of things, I'm afraid. But yeah, I don't care for it. I don't subscribe to it. I don't agree with it. Yeah, bollocks. All these generational name tags are a load of crap. Never had that nonsense in my day.
In my day. There it is.
The law, been a difficult week, is the most important thing to me. I felt like I was being attacked for it all week. I'm just working on custodies.
You keep working on your custodies, Ben. It's a bad example because I'm trying to take some time with it. Where the fuck did I? Somewhere I have the body of a custodian warden that I started because after everyone got super upset, here he is. After everyone got super upset, I was like, fuck it, I'm building some custodies. Fuck you all you miserable bastard people. But I've also spoke to the team, and we're flat not engaging on that content on that topic anymore. I said my piece on Tuesday. I said my piece on Monday. We're not engaging it anymore because it's just going to be lighting the blue touch paper and giving people a reason to argue and bicker in chat, and giving people a reason to argue and bicker on content. And I stuck out a little troll post on Twitter. I stuck out a little troll post on Instagram because I'm like, fuck you all who take this far too seriously, get all upset. I'm done. That's my bit done. I'm done. We've said that. I've said my piece. We move on. GW have made their mind up. They've done what they want to do. If people don't like it, it's perfectly fine to not like it. It's perfectly fine to take your business somewhere else. We're done with that conversation though, so I fully get it, Ben, 100%. And I will be playing Custodians again in the very near future. I think I'm thinking about playing them on Thursday, and we won't be bringing it up. We'll just be playing Custodians, having fun, right? What we'll be doing. How many in group chat have been blocked by GW for speaking their minds? I would like. We're not going to bring it up, Trey, guys. We're done with that. We're not engaging in negative shite on this channel. We're just going to enjoy our hobby because ultimately that's what we all want to do. We want to enjoy our hobby, right? I retired at 54 from zoology, so nice and early. This is the thing, right? I feel like most people, if they retire, like I was saying earlier, most people, if they retire to do their hobby more. Typically. Like, look at my old man, right? My dad retired. He fucking plays golf like 3 times a week because he loves golf.
Your mum is a golf widow.
What's my hobby?
My
hobby is Warhammer and bikes.
Yeah.
That's it.
So when you retire, you're still going to work?
So there's no point. Well, I might as well never retire. I might as well be working because I'm doing my hobby. Yeah. And, you know, in seriousness, and I say this, I try and be quite humble when I say this as well. I have to be humble when I say this. My job is streaming. Although can be hard, I fucking love it. And there's a huge number of people out there. I don't know how many of the 165 people watching, but there's a huge number of people out there that are like, I fucking hate my job, but it pays the bills. So I consider myself incredibly lucky, although I get really stressed and I get quite tired and I find it hard because I want to be giving you guys the best we can. And you know, that's why we do 7 streams a week and we're looking at bringing more pre-recorded, and we've started the Great Hall Saga series because I want to be giving you the best, and I find that stressful. But I don't find that as a bad stress. I kind of like and enjoy that stress. You know? I love streaming. I love being live. It's one of my favourite things. Talking to you fuckers is one of my favourite things I do, and I look forward to it. I genuinely look forward. I've actually found I got to a point where I enjoy it slightly more now. We've started the slightly earlier timings, interestingly.
Okay.
Because I'm less. I know it sounds silly when it's like an hour and a half difference, but I'm less tired and less worried about what time I'm going to get back to bed or what time I'm going to get up the next day. I fucking love it. So. Like, when I'm like, if I was to retire to do my hobby, well, my hobby's what I do now anyway, so I might as well just keep streaming because I also enjoy streaming and I find it fun. Some people stream as a hobby. They don't make any money from it. They stream because they enjoy streaming. Because streaming is fun. Luce is a proper Warhammer widow. She 100% is average British nerd. Exclamation mark, snipe me at average British nerd. All one word, all right? All one word.
I was so worried that my name Warhammer Widow would somehow cause scandal.
Warhammer window. I think it'll fine.
Yeah. So, chat. When I used to run Warhammer Widow raffles, I was emailing a bunch of companies to see if I can get some freebies, and I didn't realise that autocorrect had got me until I probably sent, I don't know, like 10 emails, and autocorrect had corrected me to Warhammer Windows. So I was like, why isn't anyone getting back to me? And then I went through my sent just to see if I got their email right, and then saw that for some reason my autocorrect had got me and changed me to Warhammer Windows at Gmail.
Leon says, I'll retire to start a reef restoration project. That sounds fucking amazing.
Ooh.
I mean, we can't do a reef restoration project off the coast of Southampton with all the toilet seats and dead hookers in the water. But he's in South Africa. They probably have some nice areas for reef restoration. Echo thought the community is the best thing. Got me through lockdown, got me through depression, and pretty much saved my life. Made so many great real life friends and got to meet so many people. I think that's a true story, Echoes the Warp, for a lot of people. I'm super glad that's happened for you, Bad, by the way. But I think that's a true story for a lot of people. The community, if I had to put a label, because I haven't said it yet, if I had to put a label on the best thing about Mill, hang on.
Yes, looking good forward to the gold fighting.
We are, Ben. We're going to bring it again. I think I'm going to try and bring the gold and the shield host on Thursday. I need to check what I'm playing, but I think that's what I'm going to try and do. But thank you for the extra 350, dude. You're a hero. I think for me personally, if I was going to tell you something that I think is the best thing about Warhammer, it is the community in general. Yes, we've not necessarily seen the prettiest side of it over the course of the last week. But on the whole, actually, when I think about the people that I've met, the friends that I've made, the engagements that I've had, the tournaments that I've gone to, the events that I've gone to, the events that we've organised and ran and had people come to come and join us and spend time with us and hang out with us. The places I've been, the fact that I've gone over to California to play with guys who've become friends, the fact that I went to Fest and met so many amazing people. I've bumped into people at Warhammer World. I've been to Gibraltar for Asset. Like, that's incredible. That's a fucking cool hobby. That's a really cool hobby to be able to go and do all that stuff. And I've met people. Last Friday, I was fucked at this point because I travelled 2.5 hours to go and visit a tattoo artist who's done all of the work that I've got on me. Every single piece of tattoo work I've got on me was done by him. Met him through Warhammer. Met him through 40k. Because I met him, he lives in Birmingham, not far from where you grew up, and yet I met him in fucking Gibraltar.
Makes no sense.
I name drop Waller quite a lot for his painting. Met him through Warhammer. He's based up in Northampton. I've never met him otherwise.
Seriously considering painting the SM Scout kill team in chicken nugget orange. Who doesn't love nuggets?
Sounds amazing, Robert Gluck. Thank you for the vibe. Joe, right? Would have never met Joe if it wasn't for Warhammer. Just straight facts.
I think regardless of where GW and Warhammer is at, without it I would be a much more lonely person. It's got me back in touch with Liam and Lucen as a moderator of the legendary Great Hall community.
Oh, you're amazing. I think, again, mate, I think that's true for a lot of people.
My friends/gaming group consists of 12 people. We play every Saturday. I finally decided to pull that trigger on a passion project and get scions. However, no one knows about it yet.
So the thing is, Fate Stage Gamer, right, is first of all, I want to be really grateful for the $20. That's amazing. Thank you so much. But I'm also really disappointed.
Oh?
Well, his gaming group's 12 people.
Yeah.
Which means there's 11 other people.
Uh-huh.
And he stated no one knows about it yet. But he super chatted that on the stream.
Mm-hmm. I did think that.
Which means he hasn't told all 11 of them to watch the channel.
Oh, dear. There should be a fine for that.
I mean, he's paid $20. I feel like he's okay. Thank you so much.
Per person you didn't tell.
Thank you so much, Face Day. You're a legend. Gaz, thanks for the 10, man. I think for a lot of, like, if I think about my life now, yes, I'd turn this into a job. I'm aware of that. But that aside, if I think about my life now, the people that I surround myself with, whether I was still working or not, because this was true before I retired from doing a real job that's actually hard and doing this for a living. I like most of the people that I was with and I knew and I talked to and I spent time with were because of the hobby. And so even before I left full-time employment to work for myself and run this business, I would go as far as to say that most of my social interactions, with the exception basically of Brom, were with people that I got in with through the hobby, and I played with through the hobby. John, I met through the hobby. Waller and those band of Merry Lunatics was through the hobby. You know, the amount I was going to Gibraltar at the time, stuff like that. The amount of people that I met through the hobby. I was going to tournaments. We were going down to confrontation events and meeting Ricky and the guys down there. That was amazing. I drove from Southampton up to Norwich to do a tournament. Like, there's amazing things that I did with John from Visicast, like, because of the community. And I'm quite a gregarious person. I'm quite an extroverted person on the whole. So I don't necessarily think I would have been lonely, but I would have known less wonderful people because of the hobby. It's just a fact. It's just true. And the thing is, we have met some incredible people, haven't we? If you think about it, through the hobby. There's some knobheads as well. That happens in every walk of life. But I feel like in the hobby community, at least, the ratio of good people to knobheads is like a huge number of good people, a minuscule number of knobheads.
I set a restriction on myself that I cannot tell anyone about it in my group until it is finished. 3x Simti Square, 5x10 Science, 3x Valks, 2x Taurox, 3x Sense, and Shadow Sword.
Fate Stay just rubbing it in that he's still not told his mates about the channel.
There's a fine for that.
Thank you for the 10 though, man. You're a legend. Love you.
I'm trying to think of the single best Warhammer moment for me, considering I don't play, I don't build, I don't paint.
Well, that's the other thing as well. You don't build, you don't play, and you don't paint, and you've still had tons of Warhammer-based interactions.
Actually, do you know what? It's been pretty cool meeting...
Best thing about Warhammer is the Thanes. Talk to a bunch of strangers who are now some great friends in service to our Lord and Master. Hashtag Notacult.
Notacult?
Notacult.
Notacult? That's how the Dutch say it.
Sounds like a cleaner. Notacult. Blast that stain away.
Thank you so much for the 5, Sean.
My favourite thing about Warhammer has probably been meeting people who are also on YouTube, people like Luton.
Yeah.
Who I've got no idea who he is. All I know him as was the nice guy that was here having a cup of tea with you. And that's how I know him now.
Yeah.
So I don't get like the fangirl thing because I have no idea.
You got to know Adrian and Bridge over the dinner table.
Which was lovely.
Yeah.
Witnessing the best waitress experience ever in the eyes of Americans.
Yeah.
So Adrian and Bridger, I was like, yeah, they're pretty cool, super friendly, like great manners, that's brilliant. And then everyone else was, what's Adrian like? And I'm going, yeah, he washes up his cup, he's pretty good, yeah.
Mrs. Van Holio, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Tattyzology says, do a job you love, you'll never have to work. I love you, dude. I hate that phrase because I don't agree with that. I think do a job that you love, you likely work more than everybody else. Because you really fucking love working. So you work more than everyone else,
yeah,
but
true.
It doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm nitpicking because I think I work really fucking hard. I think I do. Lucy's like, man, really? But I think I work really, really hard. So I'm kind of like, you know what? I work more than perhaps some other people who go 9 to 5. I'm done. I've clocked off. I'm fucking done. I'm finished. I don't care about my job. Whereas I feel like I don't log off. I keep going. I keep working. I keep going. But I'm not complaining about it. I love it. I enjoy it. I'm mad for it. And you know, so I'm in a privileged position where I think I work more. Not I don't work. I work more, but I enjoy it and I'm happy doing it. And I think in the modern world, it's quite a privilege to be able to just flat say I enjoy what I do and I enjoy my work. Because a lot of people nowadays are on the grind.
I stream for fun. Love it. Have 2 quid, smiley face.
Thank you so much, Echoes of the Walk, for the 2. Do you mean, are you quoting me, or do you mean you stream for fun? I need to know the answer to that.
I'm trying to think who else I've met that I had no idea. And I got to meet them as a person and not as like, oh my god.
I'm trying to find out. I'm doing a bit of research here. Kyle says, the tattoo on your leg is what made me come over and talk to you at Harley Davidson. So the hobby brought me to you too. Yeah, I know. That's why you go, oh, yeah, it's fucking Eldar. I was like, yeah, it is, yeah.
Who's that?
Kyle.
Oh.
Yeah, so the tattoo that I got from a person who I met in the hobby is the reason why Kyle came over and spoke to me, because I wasn't dealing with him in the dealership anyway. Who's now someone I know in the hobby. Like, it's amazing how the hobby connects people. I've said this before, right? One of the greatest things about the hobby in general, one of my favourite things about the hobby in general is, you know, if you put 50 people in a room with each other, nothing obviously in common, go into a room with each other and hang out. It's gonna be fucking awkward for a while. It's gonna be really fucking awkward for a while, right? You put 50 fucking nerds who love Warhammer in a room together, all with a 40k army. Do a 15-minute registration and set them all up on 25 tables. Within 20 minutes, there are 25 conversations going on.
I think of those 25 conversations, 2 of them will be about square bases.
I don't think Dave's here tonight.
5 of them are probably moaning about the same codex. Maybe the rest of them are comparing paint jobs.
Amazing. Brandon Legas, thank you so much. Is it Legas or Legaze? Because Joe says Legaze, I say Legas. Which one is it, mate? Can you phonetically spell it for me? Thank you so much for 10 gifted. We are slowly turning this week around, chat. We are well behind on our weekly target, but thank you so much, you're a hero. Now, what I found, Luce, is Mr. Echoes of the Warp actually streams. Hang on, I pressed the wrong button there. Actually streams on YouTube. He has his own little channel. You must not stream on YouTube. Do you do it on Twitch instead, Echoes of the Warp? Because the content here is all like 5 days ago, 2 weeks ago.
There's Dave! If you say square bases enough times.
Oh no, I found it. I found it. I've now worked out who exactly you are as well. So what we're going to do for Mr. Echoes of the Warp, chat, right, is we're going to screen share. Oh, no, wrong one. That one. We're going to do that one. Okay, we've got the right one now. Right, and what we're going to do is we're going to post this one in here. Paste.
Sean, you've spelt it wrong. It's Warhammer Window.
We're going to pin this, right? Got 177 people watching right now. Echoes is on 90. Can we get him to 150 subs? Can we do that? I think we can get him to 150 subs. Can I refresh if I right click? Reload. I've pinned it in chat, right? I've pinned it in chat. Let's do it. We're gonna share some hobby love. We're gonna get look at all these people streaming on a Friday. Look at all this competition. We're gonna try and get him to 150 subs because it's a fun thing to do for the community. Thank you so much for the super chat. There you go. Look, we'll do something nice in return.
Is that a wolf? That picture with the red eyes, is that?
No, it's the front. It's the cover art for a Leviathan. The left hand side is a Space Marine Terminator, and the right hand side is a Tyrannid.
Oh, I thought it was like an engineered wolf.
Yeah, Instagram and upload to YouTube. Well, there you go. We'll get your YouTube subs sorted. Maybe, possibly. Echoes of the Warp, chat, go. You're at 100 now, dude. 100 already, right? But yeah, Peachy on 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Peachy on before I had Peachy on. Or maybe about the same time. There you go. Peachy's such a beautiful human. He'll go on any channel. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck if you've got 10 subs or 1 million subs. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, do you like the hobby? Yeah, cool, I'm involved. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I love that attitude. It's amazing. You lot are amazing. Thank you, Liam. Don't be silly. Good.
Meet a bloke called Tris at GW Hanley. Been to 4 Blood Bowl events and the 40k doubles event. All due to this stuff. The hobby saved my mind.
Amazing, Mark. Thank you for the 5. It's amazing the amount of people say the hobby saved my mind. It's incredible. Oh, you can heart and like super chats now. Look, we can boop and boop. That's good, isn't it? I won't let me like it. I can just heart it. Okay. Let us reload again. Are we at 150? Go. 115 chat. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's pronounced Lag-A-C. Sounds similar to Legacy. What? You've never told me. You've been gifted for months. Lag-A-C. Lag-A-C. Like Lagatha. Lag-A-C.
Who's been your 40k meet?
What do you mean by meet?
Like the person you've met
meet,
that you were like,
really?
that's my 40k meet.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
I so thought you'd say Adrian and Bridger.
No.
Wow. I hope they're not listening.
I'm not sure. Right, I'm going to come away from this one for a minute, Mr. The Echoes of the Warp, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, right? Huh?
Mini wargaming?
It's really tough because I've met the problem I have is I've met so many incredible people. Because I've met Dave and Matt from Mini Wargaming and Steve and Luca. I've met Adrian and Bridget and Brian, all from Titans. I've met all of the Tabletop Tactics team. I've met Valrak. I've met Mikey from Hellstorm. I know all the VT guys. I know all the SN guys. I know there's just too many. I can't. I would go as far as to say like Peachy was a pretty special one.
Yeah.
Peachy from Warhammer TV.
Yeah.
But then I've also met all the rules writers for the 40k rules team. I've met all the rules writers for the AOS rules team. I've met Daz Latham. Daz Latham is probably probably the one, right? And the reason being is because we were streaming in the garage one day on a talking stream. I think Jake was with me at the time, and Daz popped up in chat, and I was like,
"No,
that's not the same Daz. Surely not." And he was chatting away in chat, and I was like, so I checked the account, and I was like, I mean, it looks like it's the right one. It looks like it's the right Daz. And then when Adrian came over for the studio launch in November, we went up to Warhammer World on the Thursday to see the Titans guys. And Adrian posted me and Liam are at Warhammer World, and Daz came and found us in the shop. Liam, and I was like,
no.
What? He does actually know my name. And that was Daz. Daz is one of the managers for one of the studio design teams. So he basically designs the models, sculpts the models. And some of my most favourite models of all time are models that Daz has sculpted. He also was one of the heavy metal painters. He's one of the most incredible painters you'll ever see. And one of his favourite factions to paint is also one of my favourite factions. So I was like, there's no way that's actually Daz. And it was. And Daz came and said hello. He's like, how's it going? How's YouTube? Seeing you in your new studio. Like, how does he know?
You stop it.
How does he know? Oh, amazing stuff. So yeah, that would probably be it. It sounds harsh that it's not any of those other YouTube people that we met, who are all incredible people, all absolutely incredible people. But I reckon Daz is probably the one for me. Probably the big one where I was like, that's weird that someone who I've followed and kind of like watched and from GW HQ as well. Like I think when we oh, by the way, very quickly because I'll forget otherwise. Hunt Paint, so thank you so much for 5 gifted. We might actually hit the 200 gifted here as well. You people are incredible. Thank you so much. We still have the record up there. Luce doesn't let me talk about it. The members record, the one I'm not allowed to mention, up there. So when I started in the YouTube journey in general, I'd already been hobbying for years and years and years. And I was a person who read White Dwarf and stuff like that. And you see like Daz's name and other people's names and stuff like that. You see little pictures of them in White Dwarf and they show them these models that they've sculpted or this army that they've done. And these are all people that, in our world at least, they're the stars of the world, essentially. And then it obviously evolves slightly as Games Workshop have grown, and it becomes other people that also become those rock stars. You get your Peachies, your Duncans, your Louises, people like that, who were actually front of camera on Warhammer TV. So they literally become like the famous people from Warhammer. But there's lots of other people, Matt Ward, other individuals who are heavily involved. Names are fucking escaping me right now. John Bracken, people like that. And these are all the people that you're like, I know who these people are. I know who these people are. And that's when I know who you are, you don't know who I am. So you're the famous person to me, kind of. Do you know what I mean? And so when you then meet those people, firstly, that's incredible. And then when they go, oh, you're Liam, you're like, I am.
Did you do the thing when you meet Peachy that you say to yourself, oh, you're taller than I thought? Or
I don't think I've ever done that. I think the only person who I've ever been like, you're taller than I thought you were, was possibly Lawrence.
I think Lawrence would be tall.
But the thing is, when you saw him, I typically saw him with Joe, with Beard, and they're actually not too dissimilar heights. And I kind of just had them pictures as being slightly shorter. And I met them both, and they're basically my height, and I was like,
oh,
normal size people. Look at this. Neil Whittle, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You're a legend. John Mitchell, thank you for 5 more gifted memberships. You're also a legend. But yeah, so those things are quite nice. And then like Salute was last Saturday. A Salute is a gaming convention that happens in London, and lots of companies can go and set up stalls and sell things. Like Daryl was there with his laser cut architect terrain and stuff like that. And Sean, Stick Monkey, Sean and Jill went round Salute, and I mean Jill couldn't not go to Salute because it had a raffle, so she had to be there as well.
Loves a raffle.
She fucking loves a raffle. So those two were there, and they bumped into Louise Sugden as well.
Oh, nice.
Right? Sean, being the ever stalwart thane that he is,
Not a cult.
Not a cult. Was instantly like, when you go on Liam's channel. When you go on Liam's channel. I think that's how he said it. I think it was like that. I think that's how he put it across. When are you going? But
One of us.
Yeah.
One of us.
but then
See, that's what it is. Not a cult is actually pepper spray against the aggressive 40K.
but then she was like, oh, I've heard good things from Peachy, and I was like, he's talked about me.
It's a Dear Diary moment.
And then Peachy and Suggs and Rob from Honest Wargamer, they're starting a new podcast, and they're currently testing the podcast, so it's not available to the general public, but they're putting it out to Patreons to get feedback on the podcast before they then finally launch their polished version. And one of the things today was like, oh, the latest version of the test podcast, which is not available for everyone, it's unlisted, you can't find it, and he shared it to me. Peachy, what have you been up to this week? I travelled down to Southampton, and he spent 10 minutes talking about the studio, and Rob's like, I'm so jealous of that studio. I was like, he knows the studio.
OMFG.
And that was it. I'm like, fucking life complete. I'm done. But those are the moments I'm like, this is incredible, and like those people like Louise, Peachy himself, absolute superstars in their own right, do not need to talk about, support, shout about anybody else, especially a channel of our size. And one of the things I love about Warhammer, one of the best things about it, is they just do. Like, yeah, cool. You know, I think that's really amazing. I think it's really special. John Mitchell, you're also a hero for 5 more of the finest gifted memberships. Thank you so much, man. You're a hero. Finally over the top orc law. What about it? You love that sort of stuff. How tall am I? I am 6 foot 1 on a good day. 6 foot if I'm slouching.
If you're feeling tall.
My ID card, I think, said 6'2", but I think the army just went about that, and I don't think they actually really ever measured.
Is it true that your wingspan is also your height?
I have no idea. Well, we're not going to try it on camera, let me put it that way. In fact, I was in the garage earlier doing something with the bike, and Ben was in there, and he'd found my tape measure, and he told me, chat, I am 77 centimetres tall.
Yeah,
But what he did do is he got the tape measure, and he pulled out the tape measure bit, and he got the top of it to above my head, and he held the bit by my chest and was like, you are 77 centimetres tall. I'm like, well, you're supposed to go to the feet. Don't want you measuring other parts. Thanks, mate, because you're selling me quite short here. 6'2" in combat boots, maybe, yeah. You're my favourite minor internet celebrity. There's no celebrity status over here, Sean. We're just normal people. Suggs popped into my chat to say hi when I interviewed Peachy, and I proper fanboyed out. So she said on the podcast that she was watching him play the 40k game. Like, I was like,
oh my God.
Amazing. But it's the same as when I think the first time like Luton dropped in chat, and I was like, where did he come from? How did he find little old me?
Where are these mythical creatures coming
and now
from?
He's sat now, and since he's sat in this room, had a cup of tea and a chinwag.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah.
Mad. Love it. Love the community. But thank you, Sean. You're too kind. You're too kind. Your hair means probably 6'1" at least. 78 centimetres. Exactly, wee man. 78 centimetres. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for the gifted memberships, and thank you for all the super chats. You people are absolutely fucking amazing. Like I said, it's a stressful week. Any week where we don't do content is a stressful week because it just means dips in revenue. It's just a fact. So and the thing is, Thursdays are big days for us now because we have a Liam and Joe show, and everyone fucking loves Joe. And then we have a live game in the evening as well. So to choose to cancel 2 shows to go to the zoo with Joe is, but you know, I looked after Joe. He got a Burger King and a KFC.
Did you show him some fruit and vegetables?
There's no point.
So you didn't want to remind him this is an apple?
I got a photo of him having breakfast in the morning, and he looked so fucking miserable despite having a full fry up in front of him.
You never sleep very well in hotel rooms because
I slept really well.
I think it's not home. So
I slept quite well. I mean, the pillow. The worst thing about hotel rooms to me is the pillows, always. Although Joe whinged that his heating was on. I was like, well, turn it off then. I couldn't. I was like, what do you mean you couldn't? Well, I spun the thermostat thing around, it just kept spinning. literally turn the radiator off at the wall.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so he whinged that his internet wasn't, his heating wasn't turned off. But the worst thing for me is always the pillows. I can deal with a slightly for us, we have at home chat we have a memory foam mattress, right? So if someone's laying in bed, the other one goes bang, the other person doesn't move. It just stays there. You're like, oh, you're in bed now, cool. But the thing that makes me laugh the most about some hotel beds is when you go bang, and then the other person takes off and it's the fucking ceiling, right? But once you're both in bed, you can get comfortable, stay in that one space, and then go to sleep and sleep fine. Now, granted, if you sleep with a person who is a fidgeter, which thankfully neither Luce and I are fidgeters, then when they fidget, you get seasick. And then this is how the hotel rooms, right? Hotel rooms are some of the weirdest experiences ever, right? So you get fucking seasick. And then you might be able to settle down again, right? The other thing is, I've often found that it doesn't matter what time of year it is, what you actually get is TOG 84 duvet.
It's way too hot.
It's always too hot. Like they want you to have the aircon on in the evening. Apart from, chat, we're in the UK. A lot of hotel rooms don't have aircon. Hey,
Yeah.
it's 33 degrees Celsius outside, which is fucking hot for UK summer. Have a TOG 84 duvet. It's all we've got, right? But again, do you know what you can do? Just kick the duvet off. You'll be fine. That's not an issue. That's part of the experience. The other thing that they do is they go, here's a bed. Here's a pillow.
Yeah.
Oh, I think a pillow, right? And they look big and fluffy, don't they?
Yeah.
They're so big, in fact, that if you... Here's what I find with... Right, so...
I know what you're going to say.
There's two things. Firstly, if you have two pillows on, your head's like this. Pushed off the side of the bed. I fucking... So
Ooh,
that's
comfy.
So that's too uncomfortable. So you remove one of the pillows. There's no in between. And then what you realise is that pillow that is left, they filled it with fucking fish gravel. There's nothing soft in that. It's just fish gravel. So you have to sort of plump your fish gravel together and go bang. Just about there. Stay there. It's fucking awful, honestly.
I hate how it's two single mattresses because then there's a dip in the middle.
No, I had a king size on.
Every hotel room we've had together, it's two single mattresses.
It's hilarious, actually.
Pushed together.
The amount of times I've been into a hotel room and I've had a fixed double bed when I'm on my own, and then we go as a couple and it's two pushed together. It's almost like they go, oh, this is a couple. We'll give them the option to separate.
Would you like a temporary separation?
Yeah. And then you always have the rooms are always back to back in the UK as well. So both bathrooms back onto each other. That can be interesting when you're backing onto Joe's bathroom and it's time for his morning ablutions. Turn that TV up a little bit. Then you get the TVs,
Leave them
right?
alone.
Fucking great big 65-inch Samsung widescreen TV. That looks good. Freeview. That's all you get. Guide. No information. No information. No information. No information. No information.
I don't understand because every time people complain about the hotel rooms, they say sometimes you'll get a refund. I've never complained about a hotel room because I just want to get home. I've had such a shit night's sleep. I just want to get home. So they'll refund you because I think it might be Premier Inn that have their comfy night promise or something. There's a tagline and it's a promise. If you don't have a good night's sleep, they'll refund you. But then they don't improve their service.
No, they don't need to. Because most people in the UK, and I don't know if you're in the
My wife spent $200 on her hair last weekend, so you benefit from bad dad jokes. What did one grave say to the other grave? Is that you coffin?
Thanks, Neil, for the 5. Well, the thing is, because we're in the UK and we're from the UK, one thing we don't typically do is we complain.
Well, not to them.
Not to the people that we should be complaining to.
What we do is
We complain to each other.
we form a queue, talk about the weather, complain about something.
What we do...
And then when we get to the customer service desk, we don't want to complain anymore.
So what you do, this is exactly what happens, right? What happens is you have your bad night's sleep on your bag of gravel, okay?
Bag of gravel.
Where you're normally always too hot or too cold, never in between, right? You then get into your shower in the morning after you've slept on your bag of gravel, and you've not slept great, right? And you couldn't go to sleep nicely because there was nothing great on the TV because you're just skimming through Freeview trying to find something that wasn't terrible, and that's impossible because it's Freeview. And you eventually just go to sleep, And when you do turn that TV off, you know what you can hear? The main road outside and
Yeah.
everybody else moving around the hotel room. And the fact that every single person that goes into a hotel doesn't seem to be able to close a door. He must slam it every time. Bang! We're under attack again! Right? No, Liam, it's just a hotel room. I mean, we're in Coventry, maybe, right? So that happens. Eventually you wake up and you haven't had a great night's sleep. You're not in your own bed. You've had the fucking fireworks going off down the corridor every time someone comes back to their room. You can hear the bus. In fact, if you're on the second floor, they could probably look in through the top window, right? We've had that. Have we not?
Yeah.
Thank you, right? So you've slept shit on your bag of gravel. You've had your shitty tap water in your tiny little glass. God forbid they give you a proper glass, right? So you get up in the morning, you're like, I know what I'll do. I'll just have a shower, right? I'm just going to have a shower. I'll feel fresh. You step into the shower. You're ready. You stood there. You're naked. You turn it on. And you're getting pissed on by a 5-year-old, but it's scalding hot. Just this little dribble on your head.
Oh yeah, if you're staying in a hotel and you've got long hair, it is not a hair wash day in the hotel.
And you're slowly trying to get wet as you're getting dribbled on. It's just sort of dripping down the side. There's no actual like fucking shower of water.
Best, shared hobbying with the girlfriend. Some of my fave weekends since COVID have been tourneys, WHF and WARHAMMER. Also, need to get Robin to do a Sigmar Saga and CTGH in person now smile.
100% Kaz, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give Rob a shout at some point, and Louise for that matter. But thank you so much for the 10 dudes, you're amazing. Shared hobbying with a girlfriend sounds quality as well, actually. I love it. Luce doesn't do the hobby, she doesn't build and paint or whatever, but I get to share this with her as well, which is just as amazing, I feel like, because I get to do some of my work with my wife, which is incredible. So you have this dribbled on shower, you then pick up the hotel towel that is the fluffiest thing in the world that won't dry you.
It just moves.
If Joe ever feels the urge to undress and run around the studio in the nude, spray him down with Windex. It stops streaking.
Thanks, Neil. Thanks. But you have these fucking towels, and I swear to God, what they do are genius hotel idea. What's what we'll do, right? This is how we keep our towels clean. We're going to spray them with a waterproof coating. I reckon that's what they do. Because they don't actually move the water around. They don't actually clean you. They don't clean you. But we're British, okay? So we do all of that. And then eventually we've got dressed. Okay, I've got dressed. I feel better. I've straightened my beard. I've put some gel in my hair. I've sprayed my arms with deodorant. I've put my aftershave on. I feel okay. And you look around the bathroom, and like in the bath pan or on the floor, you see lots of little like I'm a hairy fucker. You guys can tell. Lots of little chest hairs everywhere. Like I can't have the cleaner see that. So you scoop them all up with a towel and clean it, and you end up cleaning the bathroom that you've just used in the hotel that you're paying for. I'm the fucker that makes the bed. Make the bed. No. And I leave the room like no one stayed in it. Don't know why I do that. I think it's a British thing, right? I'm like, Lisa, how did you sleep? Shit. How did you sleep? Shit. Great, right. We're grumpy already. We've slept shit. The bed's shit. The pillows are shit. The shower was shit. Everything's shit, right? Walk downstairs, put bags in car, go to breakfast. Would you like some breakfast? Yeah, I'd like some breakfast. Okay, it's a buffet at £12 per person. £12 for some lukewarm powdered eggs and a couple of sausages. Right, okay, I want breakfast. So you sit down, you have your breakfast. You go, I'm going to get some apple juice or some orange juice. You get the smallest fucking glasses again. Why can't they give me a normal sized glass?
They don't want you to have a pint of juice.
It's like doing it for your fitness. You have to get back up and down 4 times just to get a proper orange juice, right? And then you go up to the hot plates and you're like, good, the egg's swimming. The egg's got more water in it than my shower.
That's where all the water went.
The bacon's pink and soggy and undercooked, and I just want breakfast. So you dish yourself up your all-you-can-eat breakfast, and guess what? We're British. We only got once normally. It's all you can eat. All you can eat. That's why it's £12. No one gets more. You eat it once, you're like, I don't want any more of that. Fucking hell. That's why all you can eat's a great selling point.
The best part about 40k is being able to talk about a pretend universe in a serious manner while your co-workers look at you and go WTF and leave you alone.
100% Neil. That's happened a lot, actually.
How do you feel about airport hotels?
I've never stayed in an airport hotel, thankfully, Sean.
My pet peeve about hotels is it is the breakfast bit, but it's the fruit. And it's when they have pre-cut things like watermelon, and you go downstairs for about 9 o'clock-ish, and breakfast started at 6, and it feels really rude, but to say to them, Has that watermelon been out this whole
Yeah,
time
well, yeah.
without
But
a
then
cover?
I often go down and I'm like, I'm just going to have the yogurt and the summer fruits. That's all I want. So how much is that? You have to buy for an all-you-can-eat breakfast.
Right, I'm eating £12
£12
worth of yogurt
worth?
then.
Right? So you have your soggy breakfast, and it's marketed as all you can eat, which is why it's £12, but guess what? You don't want any more. So you go, the breakfast, what do you feel about the breakfast? It's a bit shit. Yeah, I feel a bit rough after it, though. It's not very nice. No, it wasn't very nice. How about your tea? Piss week. Didn't really like it. Right? I've had to do fucking shuttle runs to the juice machine just so I can get some apple juice in me so I can feel like I've had something fresh, okay? So you've had your shit 24 quid breakfast for the two of us, and you walk up to check out, and you hand the card, and they go, and this is the catch, right? They hand the card over. Everything all right for you? Yeah, brilliant, thanks.
Why do we do it?
It's true, though, isn't it? We all do that. Yeah, brilliant, thanks. Lovely. See you next time. And you probably book the same hotel again because there's a concern that the other one might be a bit shitter. Anyway, if you're new here, by the way, this sort of shit happens a lot. We go off on one that's not about. This is only because I was in a hotel on Wednesday night, right? We go off on these kind of tangents quite a lot on the show on Friday. We're just here to have fun, drink some beer, and enjoy ourselves. If you don't like it, I'm very sorry. This is very commonly, very, very, very commonly the sort of thing we do on Friday. Neil, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Mr. Svenholio, thank you for 5 gifted memberships.
Never use purple light in a hotel room if you want to sleep right.
I fucking won't, don't worry. And then John Warhammer, I don't know if this is the same John, but John Warhammer, thank you for 20 gifts. I think it is the same John. That means John Warhammer's gifted 120 memberships, chat. You are fucking amazing. We've got 35 minutes before the stream ends. Should I just set the member record target now?
My favourite hotel
No.
was actually when we treated the boys last year and we stayed one night in the Legoland Hotel. What a crying shame that the favourite hotel room is marketed towards children. That
The
they
Legoland
managed,
one?
yeah, they managed to really hit the nail on the head.
Oh, it was a great hotel room.
It was a brilliant. That's now my benchmark of, is it Legoland quality? Because my pet peeve as well is when hotels market a family room. It's not a family room if it looks like there's one big, lovely, bustling camp out sleepover in the same room. That's not a family room. That's a double bed with 2 camp cots squeezed in. It's not a family room. If you can't walk around your bed to get to the toilet and you're clambering over each other, that is not a family room. And when they charge a different price just for putting 2 camp cots in there, it pisses me off. Especially when you've got kids that are in that really awkward age, like 11, 12, when they're used to having their own personal space, but they're not old enough to be in a hotel room by themselves because it's against the hotel policy.
Oh, a family room isn't like the thing is that makes me laugh is book a family room. It's going to cost you more. It's not a bigger room.
No,
they just crammed another fucking bed in there. They just used up more of the floor space.
Really
Thank you, John Warhammer. You're amazing. I love you. You're a hero. You're all incredible people. But I think John is John. Thanks, John. You're amazing. Absolutely amazing. So positive Warhammer stream. Hotels of Fire game. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Is there a Legoland in the UK? There is. Legoland Windsor. Not unless John Warhammer. It's actually quite a good place to go, to be honest with you. It's worth a trip. And it's up the road from us, I'm just saying, you know. Where are we? Always do the mirror touch check to make sure that it's only a mirror. I don't give a fucking.
Mirror touch check?
Yeah, well, apparently there's these mirrors now that got cameras behind them in hotel bathrooms. I don't know how true any of that is.
What's the touch check?
I don't know. I don't know because I've never done it because I don't care. Because if there's some guy behind a camera wanting to watch me get naked in a hotel room, I'll tell you what, nowadays, if I look down, he's seeing more of my cock than I am.
Well, I can't keep having all the fun to myself, babe. So
well, exactly, yeah.
You know,
you've got to be able
caring.
You've got to be able to see it because I can't. Stayed in an amazing hotel in Paris. It was so good. Laura asked them who makes their mattresses. She's trying to buy one. Well, to be fair, the mattress on Wednesday wasn't too bad, right? There's a Legoland in Mimbres to bring the family for Nova. John, I would love to bring. So I actually got asked by GW in the last couple of days the events I was planning to attend this year, if I was planning to attend any in the States. And if you're up for it, I said, hopefully Nova, but I need to speak to someone. Maybe that's a conversation you and I can have in private at some point. However, bringing the family to Nova means getting loose in the kids' passports and getting them on a plane.
Well,
I mean, that's better than a flat no. That's already an escalation there from a no.
It's now a well.
I'm so late again. Hey, Kira, how's it going, dude? How was John? Have you succeeded in removing said migraine from said Swede?
Loose, some of the best cooking tips I have been from hotel chefs. My wife says my omelette skills come from a getaway weekend. You know as well as I do that you get what you give.
Get what you give. Thanks, Neil, for the 10. Best cooking tips I've had have been from hotel chefs. I mean, I don't envy.
So what did you give the chef
I don't envy a hotel chef who's got to cook that breakfast for all those people for the 3-hour window they've tried to open the restaurant for.
I wonder if it's actually like a bit of their soul dies as a chef. You're really passionate about food, you love food, and you made a career out of it, and now you have to make 68 fried eggs that sit under the hot lap for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Does that make your soul die a little bit?
Yeah. I haven't forgotten your name. Oh, John, health first, mate. Health first. You look after yourself. Health first. I'll always be here. Don't you worry. You're a legend. I've not been to a hotel in years. I'm one of those people who normally I will look very carefully. I have like 3 to 3.5 hours is when I'm like, I will drive there and back in a day. Do the thing. There's only a bit of the caveat is if I've got to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning and we're taking the kids and I've got to set off at fucking 5:30, there's no way I'm getting them up at 4:30 to get breakfast, dressed, all that kind of stuff. So then we'll do an overnight stay somewhere, or we'll plan a different sort of trip. But if I'm doing it on my own, I mean, I go to Birmingham, which is 2.5 to 3 hours to get tattooed, and Lucy's saying my alarm goes off at 5 o'clock in the morning. I get up, get ready, and drive 3 hours to be there at 9:30 to start the session, to leave at 5:30 to drive 3 hours back. Because I'd happily pay just to be in my own bed, because we have a nice bed, because we spent a lot of money on it a few years ago. Because guess what? You spend a lot of time in your own bed, so it kind of makes sense to have a decent one that doesn't fuck you up.
I get a little bit not cross, not enough to go downstairs and then not complain, but I get a little bit sort of jaded when a hotel has boasted about we've had a multi-million-pound renovation and they've done loads of promoting.
Are you trying to build yous up to go for Largoland?
Largoland? On this fire fix, I think he's been drinking. I don't know what that means.
But I'll look around the hotel bathroom.
Come on, woman.
It happened on my last little holiday to Lancaster. I was in the bubble bath and I was looking around and I could see black mould around my hotel bathroom, and I was thinking to myself, I know how to get rid of that, and I'm not particularly qualified or talented in bathrooms, and this hotel has boasted of a multi-million-pound renovation, blah 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 blah, and there's black mould in the bathrooms, and it's the month of Christmas, so the prices are bumped up anyway.
You have literally dedicated cleaner.
Yeah,
it's messier than home.
And then there's just, it's the thing of, is this actually worth complaining about? I've got hot water, I'm by myself, no one's calling my name, it's just me. What do I want to do with my day? What do I want to eat for dinner? I can ignore the black mould. But it does get me thinking of, where's the multi-million-pound renovation if the bathrooms are still a bit dated and covered in black mould?
Well, the thing is, the bathrooms probably had the renovation. They just haven't been cleaned properly since.
The sealant wasn't new.
Sometimes it's like, well, we'll just do up the restaurant and the bar and that'll be enough.
Yeah, I think that's where the renovation happened.
But then, if you think about it, right, if you've got like fucking 500 rooms, you've got to replace all the bedding and duvets. That's going to cost you a pretty penny in itself, right? To be honest with you.
But then it's like, well, this is actually a health risk, black mould.
Yeah.
So what was wrong with the old bedding? Could you have paid someone to find out where the mould problem is?
Daryl said, I love hotels, just can't afford them. Mrs. likes it when I'm away as well. Peace and quiet.
Yeah.
Legoland. So we have a Legoland here in the UK. I didn't know. I thought Legoland in Windsor was the Legoland. I didn't realise there was others in other places. But John says he's got one near him.
I think there's the Discovery thing is in Windsor.
But John says he's got one near him.
Oh.
Laura says, hey Laura, how's you? How are you in bed? Hope you're doing well. My most favourite line is from Sharp. John Ball's a bad neighbour, but Bonaparte is a bully and so are you. I know.
The F kind of shite hotels you people have in the UK. I grew up playing travel baseball, and motels in the States aren't that bad. They bake the breakfast into the room cost because America.
Oh, I had a motel when I went and saw Titans the first time, and it was probably nicer than most UK hotels.
The longest night of my life was the drive back from WHW to Southampton, in the dark, the rain, on the wrong side of the road, detours that went in a circle and no rest stops. Should have gotten the hotel
I
in
don't know if I ever
Nottingham.
told you this story. By the way, thank you both for you. Cedric, thank you for the 10, man. You're a hero. Yeah, I stayed in a motel the first time I went to Titans. It was so much better than most hotels here in the UK. So when we opened the studio,
Yeah.
Friday, as you know, was the Thanes Day in a butterfly. And we invited all the
Yeah.
Thanes to come and do a behind-the-scenes viewing of the studio before we went live to YouTube as one of their benefits. John, the mad lad, decided he was going to fly across from the US to come and do the studio opening and hang out with us for the weekend. And I said to him, if you're flying over, you can stay longer than the Friday. I'll allow it, since you're coming from America. So John came over. Now, we had planned to go to Warhammer World on the Thursday with Adrian. Right? Adrian! So, John was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to meet them at Warhammer World. Like, cool, sounds great. No worries. That's perfect, right? So he flies from fucking wherever. Where's the place that had the bridge issues recently?
The collapsed bridge.
Yeah.
When I was coming back from Lancaster.
Yeah.
So, I can't remember.
No, it wasn't.
Where.
It was more recent than that.
No, it was at Christmas time.
The collapsed bridge?
Are we on
Like-
about the same collapsed bridge?
Like a month ago. Well, the one that the boat crashed into.
I thought you meant our collapsed bridge in our country. Well, one of a few of
No,
them.
the one the boat crashed into.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. Yeah, that place.
That one, yeah.
He's from around that area-ish, right?
It's from
So
around there.
He's not. You're not from round here, are you? So he flew over to the UK, right? So he hasn't slept. He's flown over Baltimore. Thank you. Flown over
Has
from
he?
Baltimore, right? Landed in the UK, not slept, right? Jumped straight in a hire car, having landed in I think Heathrow or Gatwick, one of the two. Jumped straight. So Gatwick, Heathrow, for those who are aware, geography-wise, south-ish of London, roughly, right? Okay. Landed at Heathrow, got straight in a fucking hire car, drove 2 hours north to Nottingham.
Hasn't slept.
I haven't slept yet, no. Right? So gets on the plane, ball bagged, right? Literally ball bagged, gets in a car on the wrong side of the road and drives to Warhammer World. Gets to Warhammer World, right? Hangs out with us for the day. By the time we're getting towards the end of the day, and we stayed quite late because some people wanted to finish work and come over to Warhammer World to meet Adrian and stuff like that. By the time we get to the end of the day, he's literally like falling asleep on the chair.
Oh, bless
Right?
him.
He's so tired because he hasn't slept. Falling asleep on the chair. He's like, right, I need to make a move. I was like, where are you staying? He went, Southampton. I was like, what? Yeah, so he'd driven 2 hours north from Heathrow, got to Warhammer World, did the whole day at Warhammer World, what I would have done. And I said to John, I was like, why don't you just get a hotel in Nottingham, sleep, and then drive to Southampton in the morning? Because we don't open the doors for the things till midday anyway. He went, yeah, that would have made sense, wouldn't it? So then drove 3 hours from Nottingham down to Southampton. Or it would have been 3 hours if, typical British roads, they hadn't just closed the road and sent you off on a detour.
See, they like to keep us on our toes, don't they?
Detours in the UK as well. Those guys can go fuck themselves, right? So what happens is you'll be driving down a main road or a motorway in the UK, right? And I say main road or motorway because motorway is typically 3 or more lanes. Main road, like an A road, can be 2 lanes. So this happened a few times. Literally yesterday evening, you'll be driving down an A road and they'll go, road is closed, diversion. No reason why the road's being fucking closed, right? I reckon you could plough through those cones and you wouldn't need to see a single person. But road is closed because lol, and they'll go diversion, right? And you're fully lit A road, driving down this fully lit A road, cool. Come off this way. So you come off, diversion, go left, you go left, and all the lights go out. You're in a country lane, you never see another diversion sign. Never see another one.
I wonder if it's sweeping statement here, chat. I'm very sorry. I wonder if it's an American thing that driving a couple of hours, it's not a problem. Whereas anything more than maybe 20 minutes up the road and it needs planning into the day. It's not just nipping there anymore. That's an hour round trip. Needs planning into the day. Whereas because America is so vast, is driving a couple of hours.
Oh, when I was
It's
in
not a
when I
thing.
was in Arizona, we got given 4 days R&R, and me and the lads that were on R&R for 4 or 5 days, like a week basically, got given off, and we're like, where are we gonna go? So we're chatting to some of the US Air Force guys on base, like, don't know what we're gonna do for R&R, where we're gonna go. San Diego's up the road. Oh, cool.
Up the road.
Yeah, up the road. Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll go San Diego. That sounds great. So we looked at San Diego. We can do this attraction and that thing and this thing. Sounds fucking great. We'll go San Diego. Went to the hire car company on the base. Hired a fucking car. Cool. Packed the stuff in. Got in the car. We're going to go San Diego. This is our plan. We're going to go San Diego. Plugged it into sat-nav. 8.5 hours.
One way.
Up the road? Up the fucking road?
That's a fright.
8.5 hours. If I went 8.5 hours north, I'd get wet because I'd fall off the fucking edge. 8.5 up the road. Honestly. Our roads, by the way, fucking shocking. The hotel I stayed at in Southampton was very nice, though. It's a nice town. There's some nice parts of Southampton. There's also some terrible parts of Southampton. As Joe and I found out last night, we got to the studio at 11:20. And as we drove around the corner to the front parking spaces in the studio, 2 ladies, not wearing very much, walking away from the front of our studio. One of them was adjusting / dressing. I was like, I don't want to know what's happened there. And then
Do we get the blue light out?
and reverse onto the parking. Went to go into the studio because I had to pick up the cameras which were left there from Wednesday and stuff like that. Only to find a nice pile of human spit on the floor right in front of the door. I don't know why she needed to spit in front of my door. She did. Decided that was the place to do it.
I'm going to refrain from a joke.
And then there was also gravel. So you know there's gravel either side of our little walkway.
Oh, from the Premier Inn, yeah.
There's gravel either side of our walkway. There's gravel all over the road. I'm like, why have they taken a shit outside my studio and then decided to scratch the stones like some fucking rabid cat? Like, I don't know what. There were stones all over the path now. I was like, good, thanks for doing that. I'm glad I don't know why you've kicked all the stones up. Burying the fucking condom probably. I'm from Baltimore, remember that. Fair. Okay, touche. Some of us drive 5+ hours for a weekend trip. It's a weekend trip though, right? That's okay, I guess. I drive 16 hours to visit my parents as flying is too expensive.
Aww.
Oh my lord. Was the spit from her face? Well, I mean, I'm not sure what was in it either. Was it spit? Definitely spit. Mostly.
Is the cost of driving much lower in places like America as well? Because petrol's not very much, and car insurance might be different. So driving is still.
Fuel cost is definitely a lot lower. 100% fuel cost is a lot lower. Some people commute 2 hours one way every day. In the UK, most companies will say that if you have to commute more than an hour, you are therefore unemployable.
Yeah.
And that's to do with a duty of care to your employee about if you're traveling more than an hour each way, it's too much. It's too fatiguing. And then, to be fair though, it's fucking fatiguing driving on UK roads. Because we've got. I remember the first time. Fucking hell. I remember the first time Adrian and Bridget came over to the UK. And we met them, didn't we, in Southampton? I picked them up from the train station, took them into town. We went for Nando's. That was where the famous waitress moment happened, because they wanted a cheeky Nando's. So we did that, and then I drove them to their Airbnb that Bridget had booked, and I think he fucking white knuckled the whole way. Because he was like, Jesus fucking Christ, these aren't roads. I was like, what do you mean? He said, they're too narrow, they're not real roads. And I've been obviously to California now. I'm aware what he means. Because you could get, our roads where you've got one way either way.
Yeah.
You can get 2 of those minimum in one of their normal streets that goes one way.
Like so much room.
We could get 4-5 cars widthways across their normal roads. So they can have people parking on either side of the road and still get 3 cars in the middle of the road. It's fucking huge. You get loads of room.
So much room.
Yeah. They're not at risk of blocking fucking fire engines like we are. And some of the roads, like there's a little part around where they're staying, where it goes into a single lane to go over a little bridge over a little river, because it's UK and most of our country's older than yours. So we don't typically change that kind of old like building and infrastructure stuff. And he was fucking shitting himself. Because obviously I'm like wing mirrors that far from the wall that side and that far from the car that side. And he's like, ah! He was terrified. The next time I picked him up, Bridget got in the back. Do you want to see that again? All hotels are mint. We're ex-army. When you have a basher and a recent fart to keep you warm. Sometimes, Dan, I'd rather have the basher again, honestly. Hope they didn't break in and use your game table. They did not, no. $5.35 a gallon for gas where I'm at. I don't know what that means, though. What's that in real money? We pay pence per litre over here. They've come from California. They've never turned a steering wheel in their life. I think you'll find lots of left and right angles. Mr. the Stick Monkey. All right. It's very, very different, yeah. In northern Finland, we literally would drive 3 hours one way to get a bottle of vodka. Once went to Sweden just for a few beers, since that was the closest open shop. I like your culture. I want to live there. That sounds like my kind of people. Incredible. I'm fucked. I'd have to drive more than an hour to get to any other wargaming venue to work at if I left my job. We could just move and then pay the ridiculous house and rent prices, Alex. Right? Pay pence per litre and measure miles per gallon. Because of course we do. Because we're British! But that's no different to wargaming, right? We measure everything on the table with inches, despite the fact that we use millimetres for our base sizes. Take your 40mm base and move that model 3 inches. That's what we do. Right, chat, 15 minutes to go. You people have been amazing tonight, by the way. Thank you so much. Humbled. You're amazing. There's only one dumb country that uses that. Gallon. Also, your scientific measurements in that country is done in metric. Only the dumb still use gallons. 1 gallon is 3.8 litres. So $5... Oh, I can't be bothered to maths now. I've been drinking beer. I'm not interested. I don't want math.
To math.
I don't want math right now. I don't want math. Not interested. If I did the math and conversions right, it's £1.14 per litre. We pay £1.50 per litre. So, still cheaper for you with your gas in California than it is for us over here. We defeated Napoleon. We can measure on whatever unit we like. Amazing. Excuse me, chat. The kids have had horrific head colds this week, which means every time they come to me for a hug, I'm like,
well, I think anyone who's ever cared for a sick person has this. Ben was particularly snotty, bit bunged up, the red eyes, the purple skin under the eyes. He looked like death warmed up. He hadn't coughed or sneezed all day, so I thought, I'll give him a hug. He needs a hug. I stayed away from him all day. I'll give him a nice mummy cuddle. So I lean in for it. He looks at me and then he goes,
oh, the posh
in my
person
face.
cough.
I was like, you wanker. I'm definitely getting ill now, you twat of a child. I came in for one hug all day and you just drenched me in the plague.
Right, we need to address
Selfish.
something. Luke, we need to address something, right? Siege Roots has incorrectly said, right, Fahrenheit for weather is superior. How?
No, because we figured that out by the cricket chirping. We figured it out.
But how does it make sense? So Celsius, 0 is freezing. Really fucking easy. 0 is freezing.
Yeah.
100 is boiling point.
Yeah.
Really fucking easy. Really easy. What's freezing in Fahrenheit, I ask you?
Well, we know, so we need to find a cricket, get it chirping, add 37.
Not enough gifted to risk hugging your kids this week. True, Sean. It's been a fucking... For gifted memberships this week, you people, by the way, are all amazing. But based on normal channel performance, gifted memberships this week have been fucking horrendous. And I'm not complaining because you people are fucking incredible, but it keeps you up at night sometimes. Siege Roots, thank you for 5 more though. Gifted memberships, okay. So freezing is 32. You fucking morons. So below freezing is less than 32. Whereas we're like, it's a negative number. It's below freezing. Easy, innit? Easy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You don't have to deal with any decimal places. Who doesn't? I'm incredibly proud to be British. I am too, yeah. You're telling me 30 Celsius sounds hot. That doesn't sound hot. Now 90 sounds hot. 100 sounds hot, which is boiling point, Brian. We've been through this. John Mitchell, thank you for 5 gifted. You're a hero. Yeah. Below freezing is a negative temperature. Exactly, Escape. Exactly. I think 30 sounds hot. I've been in 50 degrees Celsius before. That was fucking hot. absolutely terrifyingly. Come try the usual 34, 44 degrees Celsius I worked in at the mines. We had 40 to 50 at Death Valley in US, and we had about the same in Afghanistan as well. Don't know, cold. You've had my wife's feet on your back. I'll be honest with you, Darryl, I don't intend to have that, to be honest. 86 day, and it sounds like the right number because it's beautiful, sunny with a breeze. 50, it's getting British 32, and I want out of the northeast. Liam, in the 40k streams playlist, you've got a vid by ODD Tinkering PS1 Restoration. Very good. Do I? A vid by Odd Tinkering PS1 Restoration. Very good. Do I? Oh. How do they become a superpower with such nonsense measurements? 50 degrees Celsius is bollocks. Like, yeah, I think I saw 50 once or twice, and that was. I like the heat. Like Luce and I, we have lots in common. Clearly, we've been married, chat, a long time. We've been married 13 years this month, right? 13 years we've been married. And we knew each other for literally 2 weeks before we got married when I bought her. But we've been knowing each other for quite a long time. And it's typically, you know, because we have a fair amount in common, lots of things we like and enjoy that are the same things, and you know, things we do together. There is a distinct difference in us, apart from the obvious, obviously. And that is that I really fucking like hot weather. Height of summer is my favourite. I like the winter. I like it when it's battering down outside and you're wrapped up cozy in your warm house. I do like that, but that's not my favourite. I love chilled breeze, like fresh spring. I like that. I like the oranges of autumn and the leaves everywhere. I like all those things, but none of them are my favourite. My favourite is height of summer. You look in the sky, it looks like Toy Story. It's clear blue, 3 clouds. That's it, right? And it's 30 to 40 degrees.
You got a friend in me.
I love that temperature. And I can go out in a t-shirt and shorts and not be looked at like I'm a fucking lunatic. I love that weather. It's my favourite. When I go over to California, I adore it. I think it's brilliant. And I did 3 tours of Afghanistan. I did a 4-month exercise in America, which was in Arizona. I love the heat. Luce, polar opposite. Fucking hates the heat. Hates it. In fact, at the height of summer, all she's got to do is look out the window and she gets sunburnt. True though, right?
True.
Yeah. So Luce hates the heat. I love the heat. I'm like, I'd love to move to a hot country. She's like, I think it's the worst thing ever.
I'm going to buy an umbrella hat that's just a reflective umbrella hat. So in the summer, I can sit in the park with the boys, snigger to myself while everyone else gets sunburnt. Oh no, not this call sign. I'm reflecting the rays.
Yeah. So I like hot. I love hot. I love 30. I love 40. I don't mind those at all. I'm quite happy with those. I'm mad for it. But then I live in this weird purgatory where we can't go anywhere because like, no, I'll die. That being said, I can't remember if it was
just evaporate.
I can't remember if it was Arizona or whether it was. It might have been Arizona when we went to Gila Bend, or it was a summer tour in Afghanistan, and it hit 49 point something degrees, 50 degrees essentially, right? Celsius for proper temperature. Hit 50 degrees Celsius, and I like the heat. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was too fucking hot. It was too fucking hot to touch an aircraft. You had to put gloves on for fear of burning your skin. I hated that. Hated it. Mad. But I normally like the hot weather. That was awful though. 50 degrees is too hot. I saw someone as well that said something about me. Where was it? You're a typical bloke. Every season's your favourite when it's coming around. No, it's not true. None of the other seasons are my favourite, Sam. Honestly, none of the rest of them are my favourite. I like winter specific moments. So at that point where it's freezing fucking cold in the morning and you're walking the dog with your fucking hat and gloves on, or it's battering with rain, the wind's howling, you're like, I don't have to go anywhere. I can just sit under a blanket in my living room wrapped up and I can hear the rain battering. I'm going, I don't have to go anywhere. This is great. I like those moments. But for the rest of winter, I'm like, fuck this, it's shit. I want to go outside.
I'm one of those people that I like all the seasons and I appreciate them all and I'm grateful for them all. But when it gets to the peak of summer where we have that heat wave, it's just the kids aren't sleeping because it's too hot, which means you're not sleeping because the kids are awake, so someone needs to be awake. And then you have to do your day. There's no breeze, so there's no air moving around. And the dog's not coping because they can't take the fur off. It's too, I can't.
And then Lucy she's like, because I walk out in the garden and sit on the patio in the sun.
No.
Hit me, heat waves! Give
No.
me the D! Vitamin
do
D. Vitamin D, chat.
It probably takes me about 3 days for me to start getting teary because I haven't
I
slept.
know.
Like 3 days, and I'll drop a spoon on the floor, and that's me then crying
And
over the fact I've dropped a spoon.
I'll just be sat out in the sunshine, loving it. And then and then we do role reversal because at some point, because we're in England, at some point in the height of summer, the cloud comes over, the rain goes. If I go inside, Luce goes and stands in it.
Or
complete role reverse.
I frantically shut the window. The mosquitoes are coming.
I fucking love the heat. I love it. And I can go out on the bike whenever I want, and I can do anything I want. It's fine.
I can't cope. Stick me on a mountaintop. I'll be fine there.
Mountains Gandalf.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love
But
the heat.
I do appreciate all the seasons. They have a role to play.
Talking about Gandalf, I watched The Half-Baked Prince today.
Half-baked prince.
Well, he's on drugs for half of it, isn't he? It's The Half-Baked Prince.
Is he?
Harry Potter and the Half-Baked Prince. Yeah, he takes the potion for the luck thing, and then the other guy's always drunk. It's the Half-Baked Prince, right?
Right.
Luce, Dumbledore died.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, it came out years ago.
Yeah, he does die.
I feel like spoiler alerts is a problem within maybe 3 months of something coming out. So I wouldn't spoil Fallout right now because it's only recently come out. And like us, we've only got through a few episodes. So I wouldn't want to spoil that for anyone yet. But that came out years ago. Dumbledore dies.
I know.
But he's like the best character in the fucking films.
Mm-hmm.
He's better than Harry Potter himself.
So which ones have you got left? Is it Deathly Hallows now?
Part 1 and 2.
And then you're done?
Yeah, that's it. Well, then there's the spin-offs. There's 3 spin-offs. Unexpected something or other. Something Dark Side. You know what they're called?
Fantastic Beasts.
That's the one, yeah. I was close.
Nearly. Different franchise, but okay.
Bedtime for Kai. Have a good one and great weekend, folks. Thanks for hanging out, Kai. You're a legend. I love you. Worst thing about UK summer is both days it's overweight, shirtless men, as far as I can see. This guy, Matt. This guy. Apart from I'm not that overweight, but I have got a body like fucking Chewbacca. So I walk around like, oh, he's got a woolly jumper on. We're going to South Spain in August. Taking Little Man as well, which will be fun. I would not take a little person to South Spain in August, but fair play to you, Sam. That sounds like a fucking terrible idea, if I'm honest with you. Well, the little one's like, what, 2 years old, 3 years old now?
Tell us how you really feel, babe.
South Spain, it's fucking hot. When we go to Gibraltar, you can see Africa from Gibraltar on a clear day. Literally see Africa. And we've not gone in August. I've been in September and sweated my fucking nuts off as an adult. I wouldn't want to be taking a 2-3-year-old to South Spain in August.
Be fine.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we know some people take their kids to Portugal for reasons. Liam had Band of Brothers on once, and I slept by the speakers. Yeah, he did. Lay on the floor next to the speakers with Band of Brothers on, going off. Unbelievable. 18 months, yeah. Good luck, Sam. I wouldn't want to be you. Look at that for timing. Have you been...
I'm ready.
What?
I'm ready, Eddie.
When did you prep your fact? Normally, about 3 minutes ago, I just hear the frantic tapping. And I was sat here going, you're not forgetting the fact. You've got a loose fact. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Fact and law.
Yeah.
Well, you've behaved yourselves, all right, chat. You're getting both. We'll be about 30 minutes drive from Gibraltar border. It's okay. Resort has aircon. Think about if you get the chance. I don't know how easy it is. Think about popping to Gibraltar if you get the chance to do it. Gibraltar is fucking awesome. I wouldn't want to live there, but it is awesome. Anyway, right, you beautiful people. So, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. You guys are incredible. Of course, you've behaved yourselves. especially Mr. McCardle, he's really behaved himself. So you're going to get yourself tonight a loose fact and some loose law, right? Loose fact is simple. Okay, you have to basically decide whether it is a fact or if it's complete nonsense. Do you actually ever go out there and just like, I'm going to make a nonsense fact up and see if I can get people?
I am getting tempted.
Yeah, you should.
I'm getting tempted to pay it, but then I think, well, what if I've accidentally got it right?
Well, you should.
I've read it somewhere a long time ago.
That's the beauty of it, because we don't know whether it's right or not. So every once in a blue moon, you should just chuck one of them in there and just see if you can fool people, right?
Okay.
So that's loose fact, right? If you type Luce, her name, that means you think it's true. If you type Loose, right, that meance you think it's loose, it's bollocks, it's bullshit. I'll be honest with you, I reckon 80% of it is bollocks. And then afterwards, we're going to do some folklore, folk loose. We're going to basically, you pick a law from a country.
Yeah.
Have you got a country
Yeah.
this time? Which was the country?
Iceland.
Iceland?
Yeah.
Not a supermarket.
I very nearly thought, is Google going to throw up at me? Iceland, the food warehouse. I mean, are there laws?
I would have let it go through.
Are there laws to do with the food warehouse? Or
I'd let it go through, to be honest with you. So which one are we starting with? We can start with folklore or we can start with loose facts?
we'll do the facts.
Facts first. Okay, so we're going to start off with Friday, 19th of April. Your loose fact.
Tennis was originally played with bare hands.
What?
Ouch, is what I'd say.
What was it?
Imagine, I can't even hit it with the racket.
Were you allowed to catch it?
No.
And throw it? You had to hit it with an open palm? What do you mean? Have you read that you had to hit it with an open palm, or have you just made that part up?
That's what it says. Bare hands.
With what, though? An actual tennis ball?
Yeah.
Or something a little bit softer? Because if they're using a balloon, it's all right, isn't it?
It says tennis. Tennis ball.
Well, it doesn't mean they had the same ball back then.
Right, let me Google. Was tennis
Beer jackets, Sarah.
really played with bare hands?
So Kev thinks it's bollocks. British Nerd thinks it's true. Joel thinks it's true. James thinks it's bollocks. Iceland fact, fish fingers are £1.45. Black Sheep thinks it's bollocks. Many bollockses right now. Rummer Clock thinks it's fair. Jarl Grimnar thinks it's bollocks. Gaz thinks it's bollocks. Stick Monkey thinks it's bollocks.
In the beginning, the games were played with your bare hands. In fact, the palm of your hand was used to hit the ball back and forth.
That sounds like nonsense.
No, it's here on the goggle.
That's just men getting women slapping practice.
No. No.
You can talk about that. It's the old days. It's fine.
No.
So chat seems to mostly think it's bollocks, but you're trying to prove that it's true.
I've just proven it's true.
Isn't it?
I'm not trying.
Loose.
I just have.
Right, no. I can Google, is the earth flat, and get a website up. That doesn't make it true, does it?
Googling.
Googling doesn't make it true. That's not how it works.
Flat. Oh, Earth is roughly a sphere.
Roughly.
Well, there's room there to interpret.
It was round, and then a woman parked it. Right. You should go back and research their bulls. Yes. Search bulls in the 50s.
Balls in the... No, it was the 17th century.
Oh, all right.
17th century. Did balls used to last all night?
Stop Googling. Stop Googling. Your history's already fucked. Let's not make it worse.
They mean like dances, balls.
Oh.
Did they used to last all night?
Because mine don't.
All night long.
So that was your loose fact, chat. It's up to you to decide what you think, true or false. Otherwise, we also have some Luke Law. So what she does, random number generates, picks a country with that number that corresponds to that alphabetical letter, and then just tries to find an obscure piece of law that exists in that country, still exists in that country, used to exist, still exists.
Sometimes still, sometimes used to.
And tonight we have Iceland, not the shop.
It is against the law to run a marathon in less than 3 hours and 30 minutes in Iceland.
You've done that one.
Have I?
That's a repeat.
No, it's not.
Fake news. We're not Dave. This is a repeat.
It's for Iceland. Maybe two countries had the same law.
No, we definitely had this on.
Maybe they had to use the same match official people, so
You've
they
been
had the
shortchanged.
time in 30 minutes. So come on.
You've been shortchanged, chat. You've been shortchanged.
Oh, hang on. There's 5 things. There's no McDonald's in Iceland.
That doesn't sound like a law, though.
There's not a single McDonald's in Iceland.
Repeat, your officer. Repeat! I thought so.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, hey, Asbo.
I want to research tennis balls in the 17th century. I'm now thinking.
That's pure balls. Rerun, says Brian. Are we getting another law? Are we done?
No, I'm going to quickly research tennis
Oh,
balls.
we're researching tennis, but you're not getting another law now. That's it. You only got one.
But you'll get a tennis ball thing if I find one. History of the tennis ball.
Got a horse meat lasagna from Iceland once. Nice.
Oh.
Biltong is lovely. I love biltong.
What's biltong?
The dried meats.
Like jerky?
Yeah, like jerky.
Oh.
Yeah. Loose scam, loose rack. Oh God. I'm not happy, loose. Definitely repeat. Oh dear.
I'm going to have to start writing these down.
FR Black Sheep says that's because mothers don't go to McDonald's. They go to Iceland.
Oh, well done.
Oh, Asbo's here. His balls last all night.
Do they? Well, he's on his 19th kid, so
Yeah.
they probably do.
Yeah. But think of all the spare organs he's got. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, we're done. You're not going to get a law. Look at that. She clearly wants you to break the membership record for law. Remember that for next week. Anyway, we are, in fact, I'm afraid, at the end of the show right now. You people have been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. I feel like it's actually been a cheerful, giggly, happy stream. It's nice to be back in those realms rather than the miserable, angry, everybody complaining type streams. I hope you guys appreciate what we're trying to do by bringing positivity to the world when everyone's being miserable all the time. All right? Next week, we'll be back with our normal schedule. Next week will be a normal schedule. So Monday will be a 40k hobby show. Great Hall Hobby. I say 40k, it'll be a Great Hall Hobby show. I'm either going to be building Custodian Wardens or I'm going to be building the Lumineth Realm Lords Combat Patrol box, I think possibly. Although I did also pick up from the shop recently, Archmage Techless. This is a beautiful model. And I like this model a little bit more because Joe hates it.
Why does he hate it?
I don't know. He's got a real thing for it, and I like it a little bit more because of those reasons. So we've got Archmage Techless to build as well. We might be putting him together. I'm not sure. That's one of the things we could be doing. Tuesday, we'll be back with a Liam and Joe AOS show, and then there's a live game of 40k in the evening where Joe is taking on Brom, and Brom is bringing another one of the new Orcs detachments. I think he's bringing Bully Boys detachment on Tuesday. I think Thursday is me. Let me quickly check. But Wednesday we'll be back with. I'm thinking about rebranding the 40k show to the Warhammer show, so that I can talk about anything Warhammer related, Warcry, Heresy, AOS, 40k, anything, and it's fine. I don't know, but possibly could be doing that on Wednesday, the Warhammer show at normal time. Yeah, it's me and Joe on Thursday, so I'll be bringing another Custodians detachment. And then Thursday, we've got the normal Liam and Joe show. We're talking about 40k stuff, plus another live game. And then Friday, we're back with 40k After Dark. All the things, all the time, right? All the things, all the time. Anything you want to say, Lucy, before we go?
Nope.
Not that they're amazing, and thank you.
Well, they know that.
Okay. Well, you people have been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, you beautiful human beings. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Get some hobbying done. Join in on the hobby workshop in Discord. You're amazing. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next one.